led him on that guided meditation, and I brought him up to the light to sit in the Creator's presence. And the energy started to pour through him. He had released so much toxins, he had released so much emotion, and he was all into this healing that the divine energy just shot through him. Like, I felt like it was a cannon. Like, I had to almost hold on. And, you know, quite often people, their bodies shake or they just feel like, what is going on? But it feels amazing because it's divine energy. And so he's sitting there holding on like he's going down a roller coaster. And I just, oh, my heart went out to him, because it's a lot to take if you've never felt this divine, beautiful, unconditional love come through you. So this couple that I'd never met before read an article about me that someone had written back in Phoenix. And I always think God has a way of pulling people to me, since I run an intuitive healing practice. So I just knew God had brought them to me. And as they get out of the car, the wife goes, "We've been trying to tell our friends back in Phoenix why we would travel an hour and a half to go get a massage." She goes, "I don't know what to tell them." And I laugh and I go, "This isn't a massage." But she goes, "Well, I didn't know how to explain. And I don't even know why we're here, but I know you're going to do something amazing for us." And I said, "Well, come on in and let me tell you what I do." So I sat them both down in my office, which I do with everyone. And I went through all the modalities I do. I went through the fascial tissue and how that releases, and all the science and the neuroscience behind it, and how our thoughts and all that stuff create the ecosystem of our body, whether we're in a healing state or in a illness and disease state. And then I talked about music that I use to help calm them down in order to receive healing. And then I talked about breath work and how it helps to change over 1,300 biomarkers in your body simply by breathing in through your heart those elevated emotions and releasing what no longer serves you. And then, of course, me moving the body around to release any physical pain, but also emotional pain. So I gave them my whole spiel. I sat there and I talked about different case studies. I talked about the woman who came who was paralyzed after being in the hospital for a month and a half. And within 90 minutes, she was walking again. I talked about the woman who came who had a brain injury for 15 years. And then I had seen her once. She came back a year later and she did not have her brain injury anymore. And I had talked about the people who've come in for suicidal thoughts and tendencies, wanting to kill themselves and leaving after 3 treatments, feeling like a whole healthy new person. So I told them all these stories. I try to give people concrete healing. And I also say, and I don't know how God's going to show up for you. I don't know how the Spirit is going to move your issues. That is really between you and God. So I tell them all this stuff. Well, they had tears in their eyes by the time I was done with my introduction. So I took the husband first and I brought him in. He went all in. He's breathing in love for himself. He's releasing what no longer serves him. I'm reading, because I'm also like a medical intuitive, I'm reading what his body's telling me about toxins and liver and all these things that are going on in his life. And then also any emotions that are coming out. I'm reading, this happened when you were younger. This is something you're holding on to. So he did all the work. He was all in, and I was so excited for him. So at the end, when I was doing Reiki for him, because he cleared out so much, and he was all in on his healing. And I do believe when you come here with the attitude of God, source, take this and move it through, and then you put your whole heart into what you want healing from and releasing what no longer serves you, you're gonna get some great results. But so anyways, when I got to the Reiki, I led him on that guided meditation, and I brought him up to the light to sit in the Creator's presence. And the energy started to pour through him. He had released so much toxins, he had released so much emotion, and he was all into this healing that the divine energy just shot through him. Like, I felt like it was a cannon. Like, I had to almost hold on. And, you know, quite often people, their bodies shake or they just feel like, what is going on? But it feels amazing because it's divine energy. And so he's sitting there holding on like he's going down a roller coaster. And I just, oh, my heart went out to him, because it's a lot to take if you've never felt this divine, beautiful, unconditional love come through you. So he finishes up. Actually, I wasn't quite done. And I'm just, I go through just as if you were working with the acupuncturist. I go through and I make sure that his body is all connected with this beautiful energy going through to running through, so that you are at your optimal healing level, so that all your energy is running through. Your tissues open because of the stretch, and now you're open and divine energy can come through and you can get healing. So he actually sat up. And he sat up and he goes, whoa. And I go, well, it's a lot, isn't it? And he goes, wow. And he, a lot of people don't have words. He goes, I have never felt so much love, divine love, come through me at once. And he had tears in his eyes. And I said, yeah, it's pretty powerful, isn't it? And he goes, I have seen a lot in my life. He said, I've had weird experiences, but this was one of the most beautiful experiences I've ever experienced. And and quite often I get that response from a lot of people, feeling like this is the first time they felt loved. This is the first time that they felt divine love. This is the first time that they sat in the Creator's lap and felt loved, felt secure, felt safe, felt healing come. I mean, I can't be more thankful enough for my calling. God called me to do this, and I said yes. So he gets up, he's teary-eyed. I said, what do you think? And he goes, I can't even think right now. I just need to go sit. So he goes and he sits in our waiting room, bring the wife in here. She has these beautiful releases. She's releasing and crying, and she's like, I thought I healed that a long time ago. I said, what we're doing today is we're releasing from a cellular level. We are releasing stuff that's trapped in your body. That's actually a biological thing. It's actually in our bodies. So I always tell people, whether you release it in your head, that's a whole nother story. We are releasing it in our cellular tissue. The body keeps a score. So she gets off the table and she goes, wow. So she has the same reaction as him, and it was so cute. So I still hadn't talked to her about what he dealt with. I walk her over to the treatment room. She opens up the room and she goes, wow. And that's when her husband said, I've been here before. Because he had been sitting in our waiting room, and he was looking out over our fountain and where we keep our kayaks. And he goes, I've been here before. And I said, well, you probably were given that gift of seeing where something before it happens. I go, it happens to me all the time, because you knew you were coming here for healing. And so they said, we're coming back. They go, I don't even know what to say. So as they were I go, no, tell me when you know what to say, because I have a hard time knowing what to say with my clients as well. Or even just telling people what I do for a living. So they get into the car and she turns around, because she had greeted me with, I don't know how to explain, people. I drove an hour and a half to come for a massage. And as she's leaving, she goes, definitely was a massage. It was definitely a spiritual reboot of some sort. I feel completely new, body, mind, and spirit. I have no words for it right now, but I'm going to go home and ponder this. And when I ponder it, I'm going to write it all down and I'm going to send it to you, because I don't know now really what to tell my friends who thought I was coming for a massage. So I thought that was a cute story to say, and just to encourage you that healing can happen on a level that a lot of us think is impossible. But God is opening up new dimensions for us to live in, new portals of energy for healing. And I am so thankful that I get to be on the forefront of this wave, because this truly, in my heart and what I truly feel, in the next 10 years, this is where a lot of healing is going to be happening. This kind of healing, energy work, releasing what no longer serves you, body work, spiritual work, connecting to the divine of who we all are. We are body, mind, and spirit. We are spiritual beings having an experience here on earth to grow our souls, to become all who we want to be. We're here in this body to experience all the things that your soul wants to experience. So create, dream big, heal yourself. Let me know how I can help. Thank you, and have a great day.